Okay, so I wanted to sit down with you guys today and have a conversation on how I have been able to keep off 200 pounds and how I ended my battle with emotional binge eating. It is my hopes that by the end of this video, you not only are inspired and motivated to be able to push through and reach your goals, but also provide you with a clear understanding on what it takes to end your weight loss goals. So let's go ahead and dive into that. My backstory. So I know a lot of people know my story and I've heard it plenty of times or have seen it on different, news or magazines and things like that. But I wanted to give you guys the opportunity, those who are new here, welcome, and let you know a little bit about my background and what I went through within my weight loss journey. So I have been struggling with weight all of my life. I struggled with weight ever since I can remember. Food was my sense of comfort. When I struggled with things, emotional battles. So very early on, I had built a not so good relationship with food. And as the years went on, it went with me. It definitely went with me. My highest weight was 407 pounds. And I had struggled with different health issues. I have tried every diet that you can think of. And everything but pills and surgery. So I tried everything but pills and surgery. So in 2016, I decided to start my journey again for the hundredth time. And this time around, I knew that things needed to be different. It was so much more than just a diet and a workout. I knew that because I had dieted and worked out plenty of times before. So I knew that there was a deeper issue that I needed to resolve before I moved forward. So I decided to not only lose the weight, but create a lifestyle change. And it is very important to understand that that is what this process is going to take in order for you to end your struggle. This is one of the key factors of understanding that you are going on a journey of creating a totally different lifestyle. I always tell my clients, I'm like, if I go back to the previous lifestyle that I have lived, I can easily gain all that weight and then some. So it's most definitely a lifestyle change. Now, the difference that I decided to take this time around was really seriously understanding the root of my issues and understanding what I was dealing with underneath it all. What was preventing me from losing the weight and keeping it off? What was preventing me from the consistency? What was preventing me from being successful at the end of the day? And upon digging and doing that inner work, I understood that psychologically, I was self-sabotaging myself because, for one, I had experienced so many failed attempts that I had built up a resistance and a fear and an inner doubt against weight loss as a whole. And the other aspect was not really feeling worthy to make or to prioritize my health and wellness journey. So these were main issues. These were big issues. That on top of my emotional and mental stability, it was not the best at all. I had struggled with depression and things of that sort. So I knew that I needed to transform my mind and really work on that aspect and take it seriously and really understood what it was going to take in order for me to create this lifestyle that I was seeking, or this lifestyle that I had a desire for. And almost instantly, I knew that there was going to be some sacrifices that needed to be made in order for me to push myself outside of that comfort zone that I was so comfortable in, to be able to reach the other side and to be able to experience the success that I was looking for. And not only that, but to create a solid foundation for myself, which is key. So when I went on my journey through the process, it was difficult. It was difficult. It was one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life, as far as really working on the internal part, the healing that needed to be done, because I had experienced some things and some situations that emotionally traumatized me. So I needed to heal and let go of a lot of things. And I tell people all the time, that is just the beginning part of the process. When you're addressing and identifying what your root is and understanding, okay, these are exactly what my issues are, that is just the beginning. That's surface. The real work comes in when you have to make a choice to do the opposite of what you are accustomed to doing, whether that is thinking a certain way, whether that is acting a certain way, whether that is being involved in certain things in a certain manner. You have to, once you become aware, the real work is interfering, because the only way that you're going to change the cycle is if you interrupt it. Okay, if you interrupt it and decide to go another course and take another course of action. So that is the most difficult thing for people to do. And I get it. I get it 100%. It's like you have these options that you feel the most safe in and the most comfortable in, but you know that they are causing you so much pain, internally, in some cases physically. But you can't cross the other side, and that's because you are not pushing through. The key is to push through with the new action, because once you start doing it, the more and more you do it, the easier it becomes. I guarantee it. At first, hard with changing the mindset, hard with transforming my mind, hard with changing that cycle, difficult. But every time I did, it was worth it, because it built up my resistance, it built up my strength, it built in my inner knowing, my confidence within me and myself and my process and my journey. So once you get to that crossroad, once you get to that crossroad and you have the choice to go left, which is the same direction you always go, or go right, which is going to lead you to the destination that you're looking forward to doing or being and experiencing. It's up to you to make the choice. It's up to you, and you have to hold yourself accountable. Now, through that process, I was constantly talking to myself. I tell my clients, you need to mother yourself in these situations now. It's time for you to mother yourself. And I know parents probably know, you understand how you talk to your kids and you're mothering or you're parenting. You have to parent yourself through that situation and go within and start talking yourself through that process. You literally have to talk yourself through it. There's no amount of preparation. I will say the preparation with the affirmations and gratitude and journaling and all that, it did help. They were tools, but nothing compares to you actually pushing through. That gives you your power back over the situation. That empowers you to be able to push forward. So you want to ask people how they become self-motivated? That's how you become self-motivated. When you see that, damn, I can push through, then you continue to do it and you continue to do it. Okay, so those are fundamentals. That's really important and for people to understand. The other thing that is without a shadow of a doubt, and I touched on it a little bit, you need to know and understand that just like with anything else in life that you have done or you have accomplished or succeeded in any way, I don't care how small it is or how big it is, you made a sacrifice. You made sacrifices in relationships and when you're in marriages. You make sacrifices for family. You make sacrifices when you have children. You make sacrifices for your job. You make sacrifices for everything else. This situation, this journey is no different. A good portion in the beginning of my journey, and my family can attest to this, I spent quite a few holidays and family get-togethers not going. There were a few times people would ask me to go out and I wouldn't go out because I knew that putting myself in that situation was going to be triggering for me. Put in that situation, I would have been setting myself up for failure, and I knew it. So I made the sacrifices in the beginning of my journey. And then as time went on and started building up that strength, because I was pushing through with the new thing, building up that strength allowed me to be able to go. And then if I went, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna bring my food. I'm gonna bring something. And you might think this is so outlandish, but I did what I needed to do in order for me to create a new lifestyle for myself. And it was that serious. Again, I had a horrible relationship with food, emotional binge eating, hoarding food. So there were certain steps that I needed to take in order for me to not only create a new relationship with food, but create a new relationship with myself. And I started with creating a new relationship with myself. And then I started creating a healthy relationship with food. Okay? There's steps. Okay? And I'll talk about that in another video. But I went to family gatherings eventually when I felt strong enough to be around all, the foods and stuff that I know I would binge on. Of course, family would probably, would talk and stuff like that. You bring your food and things like that. But after a while, guess what? I wouldn't even have to bring anything. They made sure I had something there for me in my new lifestyle that I was creating for myself. Communication with family and setting those healthy boundaries and letting them know how important you first have to prove how important it is for yourself. And then if need be, the others will hop on board. If need be. But I didn't care if they did or didn't. I was doing this for Laura. I was making the sacrifices and choosing myself for Laura and bettering her health and her wellness and her mobility. I did everything that I did for me. And you have to be selfish in a way to make sure that you are prioritizing yourself in this situation. Okay? So after all that was done, again, I worked on building a better relationship with myself, with self-motivation and being more confident and things like that. I worked on that aspect. And then later on, I started creating a new relationship with food and working on that aspect of it. And I said I was going to talk about that in another video, and I still am. I'm not gonna combine that. Other thing that I made sure that I was incorporating into my day is ensuring that I was emotionally and mentally stable through not just gratitude and affirmation and a whole lot of prayer, but also setting boundaries, being honest, open, and vulnerable with myself, allowing myself to feel and not fighting or flighting or freezing when emotions did arise. I would address them as they came in. I used journaling as my best friend. I didn't suppress. I would let my emotions free and allow myself to feel. And then at times when I was really super emotional, I would ask why. What was it? Why was I triggered? I asked myself, you can ask my mom. That's why I think I'm a coach now. I'm good at what I do, is because I asked some of the best questions, and I started asking myself the questions that I ask so many. Even if people have consultations with me or if they're one of my clients, I ask the best questions so we can start revealing stuff. So the more questions that you ask yourself, the more will be revealed to you. You start to understand things. I had to start changing my perspective on how I was viewing situations and people and relationships and experiences. One of the best books that I always recommend is Letting Go by Dr. D.H. Hawkins. I'll put the book so you guys can see it, and I'll put it in the description. But that book, Letting Go, oh my gosh. I still read it to this day sometimes, honestly, because we hold on to so much. We hold on to so much. And if we would just learn how to let it go, change our perspective, understand what we're supposed to be getting out of it, and move forward, we would be so much more free. So much more free. So prioritizing my emotional and mental stability is definitely something that helped me with overcoming emotional binge eating. I prioritize self-care, and my spiritual practices have saved me in so many situations. So understanding what are the things that are going to keep you emotionally and mentally stable. Okay, whether it is herbs, those are tools, okay? Whether it is meditations, whether it is being a part of a community that is going to help you with your mental and emotional stability, or even if it's seeking someone that is a professional that can help you through working through certain issues. If you are an emotional binge eater and it is severe, I strongly suggest that if you, and especially if you struggle with depression, to seek help from a coach or somebody that is a professional that understands and knows and has the ability to be able to help you through that process. Trusted, okay? Not just a friend that you could just talk to, somebody that you can really trust that is going to walk you through that process so you can understand what you're experiencing and not just talking about what you're experiencing. That's not always it. You need to have a understanding of what you're dealing with and how to proceed with moving forward. Otherwise, you're going to keep talking about the same thing over and over again, and it's going to continue to happen. Okay? So emotional and mental stability is definitely going to be something that's very important. Making sure that you are prioritizing your emotional and mental stability and using those tools on the regular basis. I still do my journaling and my spiritual practices and everything till this day, because it's my lifestyle now. I've created a lifestyle that to ensure that I don't, because it's easy to go back. You guys don't, you do know how easy is it for you to backtrack? There's plenty of people I'm sure that are watching this have lost 60, 80, 90 pounds and have gained it all back. It's easy to backtrack. So the key is understanding that you're wanting to create a solid foundation of understanding what it is that the lifestyle that you're wanting to create, what is needed in order to create that lifestyle, and making the sacrifices and doing what is necessary in order for you to create the lifestyle that you are wanting to live. Okay? So I hope that helped. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I am always in there looking. I haven't posted any videos in a while, but I have been giving a lot of my energy to TikTok and Instagram, but in my group, I have a support group. So if you're looking for support, definitely check the link in the bio. I'm going to be focusing more on YouTube. So I am going to try to commit right now to at least a video a week. So if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments. I love you guys, and I'm here to genuinely see you win. I'm here to see you win. I'm also offering a master course in January 9th. There's about 10 more spots available. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check the description. I'll also put that in the description. What else am I going to put up in that description? I think that's it. If there's anything else that you would like to know, I'll make a video for you guys. That's what I'm here for. I want to be able to help as much as I can. I'm in it to help. Okay, so I love you guys. Have a beautiful morning, night, or whenever you're watching this, and be blessed.